While I was reading between these two texts, Shack Uncut and Between the Assassinations, I noticed a similarity between the two, which was success. As I reflected on it, I couldn't think of why the characters were successful. Was it because they accomplished all their goals that they set? Or was it their journey from beginning to end? I just couldn't wrap my head around it, and it irritated me. The fact that I had no proof of how they were successful made me angry. I knew I couldn't prove how they were successful, but as a reader, I knew they were successful. A few days later, I was going through my after-school routines of DJing, and the thought reflected back to me again. I thought, what is success? How would I know when and how to become successful? Then it came to me. Using these two texts and personal experiences, I will determine what success is. I have thought of some statements with a little help from TED Talker Richard St. John that will help me determine what is success. The first key to success is devotion, dedication, and passion. These three all generally relate to each other, but don't worry. To be successful, you must have passion towards what you're trying to accomplish. You should love it so much you would do it for free. As Richard St. John says, if you do it for love, money will come after. You must find yourself constantly wanting to achieve that goal. I can tell you, in this book here, Between the Assassinations, Kishava, the poor boy coming into a new city, had a goal of becoming a bus driver in an attempt to start a new, better life. He had passion as he spent his time off work by the bus station just admiring the buses. His passion drove him to become a great bus driver and even win an award from the town mayor. His passion was fire, which led him to his success. Without passion, there's no love and emotion behind what you're doing. Happiness is normally tied with success, and passion is often tied with happiness. So ideally, without passion, there is no happiness, and without happiness, there is no success. The second key to success is work ethic. You must be willing to work hard in any scenario. It will take a lot of time and effort, but it will pay off, trust me. You should also enjoy working hard. That should almost be fun to you. Dishava, again, from Between the Assassinations, worked hard every day at his first job with the barber so that he could go and wash the buses. He mentions being happy a lot after his hard work and how he enjoyed the job he had. Hard work will never be easy, hence the name, but you should be willing to put in the time. If you don't push yourself, you will never be successful. You must persevere through pain, failure, and much, much more. One of the greatest centers in NBA history, a successful man known by Shaquille O'Neal, the author of this book, Shaq Uncut, pushed himself extremely. In the summer of grade 8, he pushed himself to gain a 42-inch vertical by the end of the summer, when he started with a 16-inch vertical. He was in the gym and fought through knees and back pains to get it. Only you know how to push yourself to exceed your limit, and without trying to better yourself, you will never grow and get better as a person or in your trade or accomplishing your goal. If you don't push yourself, there is no way you can improve. My next point would be practice. You can never be the best or even good at something without practice. The best or top-ranked people in any category have had a lot of experience and also a lot of practice. Don't believe me? Would you rather have a certified teacher who knows their subject inside and out and has a lot of work for you, or a random guy who just doesn't care? Which might sound ideal to you initially, but is that really beneficial? Will this really help you better yourself as a person? Or, if we think even further and a little bit more extreme, would you rather have a leader with political experience through various events, or someone who we maybe know and love, but isn't really qualified? It's almost obvious what we know is right. Referring back to the text, Shaq is a great example of someone who practices a lot. Shaq has been practicing every day since he was 14 right up until he was 39. This means he has practiced for almost 9,125 days. Each practice got him slightly better, which led him to becoming a professional athlete and arguably one of the best centers in basketball history. His journey wasn't easy and took him a long time, but was very worth it. This just goes to show how important practice is to become successful. The next, and a very valuable point, would be sharing and serving your service to others. This relates very well to me, and it has a very good relation to something that happened in one of these texts, specifically between the assassinations. In one of these short stories, the main character, Morali, is a communist who is mainly trying to get some work after his party lost in the election. He starts by sharing his knowledge with a widow who needs help retrieving her husband's will. He shares his service with her, helping her overcome the law and receiving her money and even a little bit more. He ended up getting paid some extra money, and the man who gave the widow the money for the will offered him a job. He succeeded after sharing his service and knowledge with someone for free, and it worked out quite well. I thought I'd share a video clip of one of my personal success stories. For me personally, I decided to share my service by helping my cousin DJ her birthday party, which she was really happy for. Then someone approached me and said, "Hey, I really like your mixing, and I want you to make me a mixtape that's between 15 and 30 minutes long, and then send." I was ecstatic, but I showed no emotion because I wanted to be professional. I made and sent him a mixtape, and he liked it. He responded and asked me if I wanted to do a show down there to further show my skills. I agreed. If I wouldn't have shared or offered my service, I wouldn't have been successful. A big thing that people assume comes with success is money, and most of the time it does, at the end. You have to be willing to share your service in order to get recognized, even if it's free of charge. And this is just one of my success stories. The second last point and key to success would be your ideas and your plan. Everyone who's anyone knows you can't just wing everything. You must have a plan that you're willing to execute. Your plan must include several ideas on how to complete and accomplish your goals. It will take a lot of effort, but in the end, it will all be worth it. Trust me. A man named Morali, in this book, Between the Assassinations, had a plan to find love after he met the widow and her unmarried daughter. His plan included him trying to stumble upon her and conversate, talking with the mother, and then eventually, through his plan, he would marry the daughter. Unfortunately, he was turned down by the mother, and the unwed daughter didn't even want to see him. But he made new plans by helping her learn to read and write and become something of herself. And he gained the mother's acceptance after getting her husband's will. He was successful in his goal because of his plan. Without the plan and his ideas, he would have been stumped and found himself wondering more than actually doing. You see, plans and ideas are really the guideline to success. With good logical ideas and a well thought out plan, you can go and accomplish pretty much everything. Finally, the last success statement is persistence. It is, in my mind, the most important out of the 7 I've listed. Why? Because without drive, without the will, and without the effort, there's no chance of being successful. A quote I've heard quite a bit is, "You will succeed when you want it as much as you want to breathe." And I believe this. You must constantly be fighting and trying to get to where you want to be. Most people will always say, "I want to do that, but I'll do it tomorrow." Or, "This is too hard, I'll try later." Then later, wonder why they didn't have the result they wanted. The drive and your persistence should make you want to figure whatever it is out and do what it takes to get you where you want to be. In each text, there are multiple moments of persistence, such as Shaq's persistence to shoot a higher free throw percentage, which he ended up doing, just by a slight amount. Also, Kishawa's persistence to become the best bus driver, or even Morali's persistence to find love in a job. They all tie together in the same form, which is called success. The hardest part of success is starting off. You may be wondering, but it's easy to start off. You just have to think of something you want to accomplish and do it. My question to you then would be, how do you just do it? Many people want to be able to give you an answer, but after watching this, your understanding and point of view on success should drastically change. Think of success as a key ring. It starts off with really nothing, till you start adding those keys on. Maybe one for your mailbox, maybe one for your car, maybe even one for your house. Once you have all of these, it holds great values. Your everyday life is in your back pocket. Even though it's easy to say it has no value, without it, you wouldn't be able to function properly. That's just like success, with the rings on the key being passion, work, effort, pushing yourself, serving your service to others, your plans and ideas, and finally, persistence. Once you have all of these, your success story will be soon ready to tell. These words alone hold no value, but yet without them, we would not be able to think of success. And here's where you begin your success story. Thank you for listening to my long TED Talk.
But I'm piped up. See that boy right up? He piped up. See that girl right